Friends to the show, it never ends. So glad you could. Just bear with me. It's going to do its thing at first because, that's what it does. The hyperinflation from last night. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to go financial. Actually like the financial stuff. The problem is that it kind of bores people. But I will say that now, if you not have, should be preparing yourself in a financial method. You're setting yourself up for failure. Okay. Thanks for coming, folks. Yeah, hit that like button. Do the subscribe thing if you're new here. Yada yada. So yeah, I think we're getting into the old problem financially, but here's another thing I want to talk about. Now, I've put the nebulous, this has to stop, and there's a lot of things that has to stop, right? It's just pretty much, oh yeah, there it is. Oh, is he drinking? Is he? It's Le Croix. So it came out today that our esteemed El Presidente, right? He basically is flying people all over the country. So I was working out and I was reading this. And I'm looking for good motivation, right? So I thought, hey, what better motivation than reading about treason? So they had a FOIA thing. It goes in and it looks, and so to hide people from being known by, the country, you and me, they basically gave these people a bunch of carte blanche airline tickets and said, go be free. You may move about the country. And they are from the Southwest. So the FOIA thing shows that 320,000 of them were they didn't want to show how bad the numbers were coming over. So they got the bright idea that we'll just give them plane tickets so they can fly over. That's awesome. That's great. You know what? That crack pipe looks a little nasty in your hand. Here's a freebase pipe instead. Just switching deck chairs on the Titanic, right? So the program is enigmatic, so people didn't really know about it. Of course, because why would you want transparency from your government, right? Yeah, we don't need that. So the CBP1 cell phone scheduling app, okay? It's responsible for almost invisibly importing by air 320,000 since late 2022. Put that in your brain and smoke on it, okay? Cell phone scheduling app. Hey, I was wondering if the federal government is there. Yes, federal government. Me llamo Andrés Clarista y yo necesito el ticketto to America. Por favor, ayúdame. Carlito, necesito. Yeah, so they come and they get that, and they roll on over. Yeah. Cell phone app, CPP1. So under these dubious parole programs, as they call them, this is from FOIA, those that cannot enter, as they should, use the CBP1 app to travel and authorize temporary humanitarian release from airports. So that's, you're not supposed to be here, but hey, anyway, I could get hooked up on one of those CBP1 app things and get a little humanitarian aid, for old Carlito here. or could be Ahmad. Who knows what it is? Changwi. We don't know. Yes, for 2 years they can roll around and do whatever they want. The stream goes bad. So here's my problem with all this, okay? And stick with me. They're going to jack with this thing. This is what they do. Even though I'm just talking about normal stuff, some creators are. Where is all this money going to come from? Where's it going to come from? I would like to add that to the person in the background jacking with me, that Google is about to get their butt handed to it. All of this is going on, and it's behind. I think the biggest problem I have with all this is the fact that it's behind the scenes, and we have to go through all this stuff. Like, can you imagine in the '80s if any presidents were doing this? Can you imagine if this all was going on at a time when any other president was around, like Clinton, Bush, Reagan, doesn't matter. So, I'm going to move on for the stream there, but hopefully they're dusting off the computer. But the point I'm making is that, these are the kind of things, like, how do they get away with this right now? Seriously. I mean, it's lawless if you think about it. It's absolutely lawless. So, yeah, I voted for parole. Was I voting then? Yeah, I was. I was forced by my very Republican parents to vote for Mr. Bush. That was my first voting election. Was 1992. So, yeah, I was forced to vote for Bush. So, because my parents knew I would probably vote for Perot. Here's a fun fact: in 2000, I voted for Nadler, the Green Party. I was very defiant. Yeah, I think in 2000, it was 2000 or 2004. Whenever he was on there, I voted for or Nader, Ralph Nader, not Nadler. Nadler's the fat dude from New York. Anyway, yeah, voted for Nader. Okay. That's how deep we go back. I voted for every single party, you know that, with the exception of communist. Voted for Green, Libertarian, Republican, Democrat. Voted for all of them, And now, well, honestly, folks, I think we all know where things are going, especially when you can just be lawless. So, a lot of people are banking on Mr. Trump coming in and doing his thing and making it so we are great again, right? So today is Super Tuesday, right? And Super Tuesday is, you've got Trump has won basically everything. He's won Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, which he did that earlier. Michigan, did that earlier. But it's Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Alabama, Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Idaho, and North Dakota. And then there's also California, Alaska, Utah, Colorado, and Minnesota. And the only thing that Haley has won has been Washington, D.C. Like, think about that. Think about it. And she won't quit. It's kind of pathetic. So, Trump won for Massachusetts, got 40 delegates. Won North Carolina, got 74 delegates. Arkansas, 40 delegates. Virginia, 48 delegates. Maine, 20 delegates. Alabama, 50. Oklahoma, 43. Tennessee, 58. Vermont, 17. Texas, 161. Trump has 273. and Nikki has 43. And so 1,215 to win the nomination. So, you know what the sad thing is? She's going to ride this sucker out the whole way. She should be, like, it's honestly, it's despicable that she's going to do that. You know? Well, like, I don't, what are they paying her? You know? What are they paying her? So, I don't know. Nevada, she lost. People voted for nobody. Nikki Haley was the only major GOP contender whose name that appeared, and people voted not to have her. Think about that. That's pretty pathetic. Haley was the governor. It's ridiculous. So where do we go from here? Well, can you imagine the person in the back like doing this? Think about it. Can you do me a favor and pray for that person? Simple Jack, that's what we called him. If you're old school, you know who Simple Jack is. I mean, am I that dangerous? I mean, is it things I'm saying like are they that avant-garde and dangerous? Seriously. Seriously. My God. You know, I decided to do it this way because I'm going to redo this on StreamYard. I'm going to move over there, okay? We'll call this part one. This is just ridiculous. See you in a minute.